Have you ever felt undervalued in a relationship? Want to flip the script and become someone they can't stop thinking about? Today, we're unlocking ancient Stoic techniques to make the person who takes you for granted obsessed with you by focusing on your strength and independence. All right, let's get into the core of it. If you're here, you probably know how it feels to be underappreciated or even outright ignored in a relationship. Maybe you've been doing everything in your power to make someone notice you, but all you get in return is indifference. That feeling, it's frustrating. It makes you question your own value, leaving you wondering what more you can do to make them see just how important you are. But here's the Stoic truth. The answer to making someone value you doesn't start with changing them. It starts with changing how you see yourself, how you conduct yourself, and how much power you give to others over your sense of worth. In fact, trying to chase their validation is the opposite of what Stoicism teaches us. The moment you depend on someone else's recognition for your sense of self-worth, you give them control over your emotions. As Marcus Aurelius might say, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Today, we're going to discuss how you can use that Stoic strength to flip the script and make someone who doesn't value you start to obsess over you instead. Here's how. First, embrace your authentic self. Now, this might sound simple, but it's incredibly important. When you feel undervalued in a relationship, the natural reaction is to try to change yourself to fit what you think the other person wants. Maybe you start dressing differently, altering your opinions, or acting in ways that are not true to who you really are. But the moment you do that, you lose the very essence of what makes you unique, and worse, you betray yourself. Authenticity is powerful because it's rare. People who are genuinely themselves stand out in a world where everyone is trying to fit into someone else's mold. Marcus Aurelius tells us, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." In other words, stop worrying about how others define you. Instead, define yourself. Be your most authentic self, unapologetically. When you embrace your true nature, it sends a powerful message to the world. This is who I am. Take it or leave it. And trust me, that level of confidence is magnetic. When people see that you're not trying to conform to their expectations, but instead, you're living by your own values, they can't help but be drawn to you. The truth is, people are naturally attracted to what's real. We can all sense when someone is being fake or when they're putting on a front. But when someone is genuine, when they embrace their flaws and quirks just as much as their strengths, it's refreshing. So stop pretending to be someone you're not, just to gain the approval of someone who isn't valuing you. The more you embrace who you truly are, the more attractive you'll become to the right people. And yes, even to those who have taken you for granted. Second, cultivate emotional self-sufficiency. This is probably one of the most crucial aspects of Stoicism and one that can radically transform your relationships. Emotional self-sufficiency means that your happiness, your sense of worth, and your emotional stability come from within, not from the actions or opinions of others. Too often, we place our happiness in someone else's hands, and when they don't meet our expectations, we feel hurt or betrayed. But Stoicism teaches us that the only thing we truly control is ourselves, our thoughts, our actions, and our reactions. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." When you become emotionally self-sufficient, you no longer depend on someone else to validate you. You don't need their constant attention or approval to feel good about yourself. Instead, you find fulfillment within by living according to your values and taking care of your own needs. Think about how attractive emotional independence is. When you no longer rely on others to make you feel whole, you project an aura of confidence and strength. People are drawn to those who seem complete in themselves, who don't seek out validation because they don't need it. Emotional self-sufficiency doesn't mean you don't care about others. It means you don't depend on them for your sense of happiness or worth. And that, my friend, is a game changer in any relationship. Third, set and enforce personal boundaries. This might be one of the hardest things to do, especially if you feel like you're not being valued. You might think that by bending over backward, by being more accommodating, more giving, or more available, you'll eventually win the other person's appreciation. But this is a mistake. People will treat you the way you allow them to treat you. If you don't set clear boundaries, if you let others walk all over you, they will continue to do so. Setting boundaries is about respecting yourself first. It's about saying, this is what I need, and this is what I will tolerate. It's not about being harsh or unkind, but about standing up for your own well-being. When you enforce boundaries, you're sending a powerful message. I value myself enough to protect my emotional, physical, and mental health. Boundaries are not just about keeping others in check. They're also about giving yourself the space to thrive. When you respect your own limits, others will start to respect them too. And here's the Stoic secret. People are actually more likely to be drawn to you when you have clear boundaries because it shows self-respect and confidence. And nothing is more attractive than someone who knows their worth and demands the same from others. Fourth, adopt a growth mindset. One of the cornerstones of Stoicism is the idea that life is about constant improvement. Challenges, setbacks, and difficulties are not things to be feared or avoided. They are opportunities for growth. When you adopt a growth mindset, you shift your perspective from focusing on what's wrong to focusing on how you can learn from every situation. In relationships, a growth mindset can be transformative. Instead of seeing conflict or lack of appreciation as a dead end, you see it as a chance to reflect on how you can improve, not just for the sake of the relationship, but for your own personal development. People who are constantly striving to grow, to become better versions of themselves, are inspiring. They have a resilience and an energy that's hard to ignore. As Marcus Aurelius said, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Every challenge is an opportunity to become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. When you focus on growth, on learning from every experience, you naturally become someone others admire and want to be around. You stop being the person who needs their validation and become the person who inspires them to be better. Fifth, live with purpose and passion. Here's the thing, passion is contagious. When you're living with purpose, when you're truly excited about your life, it shows in everything you do, whether it's your career, a hobby, or even your own personal development. When you are passionate about something, people are naturally drawn to you. Why? Because we all want to be around people who are alive, who are engaged, and who have a clear sense of purpose. As Marcus Aurelius advised, live not as though you had 1,000 years, but as though this were your last. This isn't about rushing through life. It's about living intentionally. When you have a clear sense of what drives you, what excites you, and what fulfills you, you become magnetic. People are attracted to those who live with passion because it inspires them to do the same. When you live with purpose, you stop relying on others to give your life meaning. Instead, you find meaning within yourself. And here's the secret. When you stop needing others to validate your existence, they become more interested in you. They can't help but notice the energy and excitement you bring to life.